everyone, this is Georgia with Georgia's Crafty Creations. It's been a while, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I've had some health issues. But some people were asking once again with hot foiling different things and wondering what different items you could use for it. So the first thing we're going to try doing a few different hot foiling things tonight and see what works and what doesn't. The first thing I have is a Dreamweaver stencil, which I already have on the Tato and have it heated up. Rebecca Mesa had asked, wondering if you could use the stencils with this. So I did heat up my plate also because I didn't want it on the ridged part of the platform. So it's heating up, and I'm only doing a portion of it because I want to probably watercolor the flowers afterwards. But we're going to try the Dreamweavers with two different types of cardstock. The first one is Coordinations white cardstock, and we're going to put that on there. And for hot foiling, you're only supposed to use your A plate, and that's well heated up with a setting of 2 to 3. So I'm going to start this at 3 and see what happens. I'm going to let the plate heat up, make sure heat's coming through before I start, and the heat's coming through, so we're going to go ahead and roll this over and see what happens. Again, this is a Dreamweaver stencil, and 3 is too tight with this one, so we're going to roll it back. We're going to take it up to 4. See how that does. 4 seems much better with this one. Nope, that one's still too tight too. One thing I have learned is it's better to go lighter than tighter. So we're going to go to 5 and see how it does at 5. Five feels pretty good. It's pretty smooth. It's not shifting too much. And I do like to go slower when I'm foiling. It just seems to work better. So let's see how this one turned out. Once again, this is Coordinations cardstock. I'm going to pull that off. At first glance, it looks like it did pretty good. Let's go ahead and get a hold of this. It's a little sketchy up here, but I would probably still use it because you could fill in, trim it, and use it. So we're going to try it again, and this time we're using a different cardstock. This cardstock is Express It Blending Card. It's actually a paper I use with my alcohol markers, but I wanted to see how well it would do on that paper too. So I'm going to put that back over. Cardstock, and then your A plate. And you really should put a piece of paper over too to keep foil from getting on your A plate. But mine already has some on it, so it doesn't really bother me. So actually, I'm going to take this up to 5.5. And we're going to go slow over it again. Actually, 5.5 feels better. And the reason I didn't put the stencil directly down onto the hot plate is I just wanted a smoother surface for it to lay on. And let's see how that one did. Okay, we're going to peel that off. Actually about the same as the other. But still, I think with some work, you probably get it to work. I'm going to keep trying it with some other stuff, and if I find a combination that works, I will let you know. So we're going to pull the Dreamweavers off of there. Except I want to keep my hot plate down because we're going to need it for the next thing. The next thing I have is I bought some little wood shapes at our Michael's craft store because I wanted to see if you could do on wood how it would do. So I have a couple different shapes. I have a heart, which we're going to try first, and I know this is going to need to be raised because the heart is really thick, but I am going to put a piece of paper over top this time. Let that warm up. And I think I'm going to raise it up to about 7.5 and see how that does. And it's heating through well. Because I thought you could take the wood shapes, you could use them on a card, or if you're doing some kind of project with mixed media, you could use it on just about anything. 7.5 is a little snug. I think on the next one we're going to take it up to 8, but let's just see how it did anyways. Looks like it worked. Let's just see if it did. Kind of a little shabby chic, but I think I would still use it. I don't mind how it looks at all. So the next shape we're going to try is I have a dolphin. My daughter-in-law loves dolphins, so I thought I would do this and maybe save it to put on a birthday card for her. So we're going to put him down. Put a piece of paper over. And I'm going to bring it up to 8.5 this time. I'm not at all disappointed with the heart. I kind of like the look of it. Still may be a little too snug. We're going to see how it does. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this one off. He looks kind of cool. He looks like he's textured. Actually, that worked. I like that one too because it gave it some texture to it. So I wouldn't be afraid to get different shapes and try them. And the last thing we're going to try is someone had asked about die cuts again, how to foil die cuts. So I just have a die cut using Recollections cardstock. And we're just going to put that down, and we're going to take this back down to 3 this time. Or 3.5 we're going to try. Don't forget your paper. I always forget my paper. I'm going to let that heat through. And see how this one turns out. And that one's sliding a bit too. I need to take my own advice and write down my settings, which I never do, and then I have to go back and refigure them all over again. So let's see how the die cut came out. And this is a tattered lace die cut. It's a corner or flourish. Get it off my paper here. And we're going to peel that off. Now that one came out really nice. It only missed a spot up here, but I'd probably just put the foil back on and try it again. So die cuts, this is Recollections paper, and with that I've had pretty good success. And the last thing we're going to try is Dye Everett had put on about doing the heat resistant acetate, and I just have a real teeny tiny little snowflake because I wanted to see how it would turn out. So we're going to put that on there. And once again, cover with your paper. We're still good and hot. And we're going to roll that back over. I really like the idea of the acetate. This is hot off the pressed, heat resistant acetate that I ordered off of Amazon. Okay, we're going to see how it did. Get it off my paper here. And that actually did excellent. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of tiny. Let me put it, I'll just lay it on the block of wood here. So heat resistant acetate, that would be really nice just to do like a scattered pattern or something to put over top of a painting, or just to use as an embellishment. So I hope this helps you guys out. I will be back again soon with another video, and you guys have a great evening. Bye.